everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. This is a small rummage sale haul from one that I went to on, what was it, Saturday, October 13th. This one was probably 45 minutes away from me. Normally, oh, sorry guys. Normally, I would have stayed around here and gone to garage sales and stuff like that. But, again, it was one of those days when it was raining, and I knew there wasn't going to be much going on, so I decided to try this one. This was a new one for me. This was up in North Jersey and Summit, which, you know, is kind of a foofy-doofy town. And it didn't turn out too bad. I think I spent $31, so the prices weren't bad, but it was one of those ones where, you know, it looked like, again, two people were pricing. One person was pricing things really reasonably, and the other one was pricing them like, you know, it was a retail store. So that's the only frustrating part for me with these sales, is that sometimes you get to some of them and there's just no pricing consistency whatsoever, and you see one thing and you're like, oh, fantastic, and you put it in your bag, and you see something else that you want and you turn it over and you're like, really? I don't get it. So anyway, let me show you what I got. I think I got there only about 15-20 minutes before it started, and thankfully it wasn't pouring. It was just kind of sprinkling a little, so I just stood there with my umbrella, and I was maybe the 15th person in line, somewhere around there. But it was this really big room. There was plenty of room to maneuver and get around, so that was nice. They had a decent amount of stuff. So let me show you what I got from there. Let's see. Alright, this, I think I paid $2 for this. Why can't I find it here? Yeah. I paid $2 for this reverse painted glass ornament. This is called Wrap It Girl, or It's a Wrap, or something like that. I think it's Wrap It Girl. But this is from Pier 1, from 2015. It says, oh, it says Pier 1 right here on the little tag. There we go. And then there's something, little thing about it in here. I think I can make at least 15 on that plus shipping. Then, well, I was going to sell this, but then my daughter confiscated it. So now it's hers. My daughter, I think I've said this before, my son, his obsession is anything medieval, and he loves, you know, any kind of swords and knives and things like that. But he also, he has his pewter collection that was his father's that I passed down to him. So he loves anything pewter with wizards and dragons and knights, and so that's his whole thing. Anything medieval or fantasy stuff like the wizards and wizards and dragons and all that. That's all him. My daughter has a strange obsession with any kind of coffee and tea paraphernalia, mugs, water bottles, coffee makers, tea contraptions, any kind of gizmo or gadget. And then she's also obsessed with little containers, like the bento boxes that you put your lunch in. You have little compartments. Loves those too. So that's her big weakness. So when I was putting everything on the floor and sorting it out so I could write it in my book, she came downstairs and she saw this little guy. And she was like, oh my God, that's so cute. Can I have him? I'm like, oh, here we go. So this is from, I don't know who it was from. It just has this ampersand here. And I think I found out later it was from, where was it from? I think it was from Urban Outfitters or something like that. But anyway, what you're supposed to do is put your tea in here, and then when you're done with your tea bag, you put your little used tea bag right here behind the elephant's head. So she absolutely fell in love with it. So now this is hers. So I won't be selling that for anything. And then to go with it, she also stole one of these plates, but it's okay because now I have an even number of them. I had 9, so now I have 8, which is okay. I don't usually buy a lot of melamine items, but I bought this because it said Jonathan Adler on the bottom. And his stuff does really well, even though some of it is, pattern-wise, is really bizarre, including this, which I could not figure out what the heck this was to begin with. I thought it was some kind of weird watermelon creature because it has eyeballs. Turns out that these are supposed to be puffer fish. Sure, of course they are. My husband also thought they were, he's like, what are they, like watermelon fish? My daughter's like, no, Dad, they're puffer fish. So anyway, she saw these, fell in love with these, and said, can I have one? So now she is the proud owner of this lovely dining set of a puffer fish plastic plate and an elephant mug. So this is what she's been eating from for the past week. Oh man. My family is not normal at all, but neither am I, so I guess that's why. But makes it interesting. It would be very boring if they were normal. But I have 8 of those plates. They do have, you know, some scratches on them from normal use, but I think I can still get, I'm hoping like 30 for the set. I think I paid 4. Yeah, I paid 4 for the whole set. So maybe 30 to 40. If I split them up into 2 sets of 4, maybe 20 bucks plus shipping a set. Oh, there's my daughter now. She's at a sleepover. So let's pick her up at 3. So I don't know what these messages are for, but we'll find out in a couple minutes. Alright, then for $3, I bought this wild roseberry candle. Mainly bought it because it's a Henry Bendel candle. And Henry Bendel is a very famous department store on 5th Avenue in New York City. And unfortunately, it is closing its doors after I don't know how many years. So these are going to be hard to come by. I think this particular one is already retired. Once they actually close their doors, then this will be really impossible to get. So I think I put it up for $40 at auction. I don't think I have any watchers yet. But even if I don't, I think I'm still going to flip it into the store for 40 plus shipping. And just leave it there for a while and see what happens. What else? I got some dishes. Now, apparently this name that's on this first set, which is what? Where is it? Oh, okay. It's called Anthior. And right here, it's hard to see because there's a design around it. It says MacB, M-A-C''B. I'm assuming that's the pattern name, I think. But I looked up this Anthior name, and that's pretty pricey stuff. I cannot find this particular pattern anywhere, but these are nice, oversized mugs and saucers. So I'll probably split it up and sell each set separately. Probably start it at like 25 for one set and see, plus shipping, and see if I get any bites. Might have to lower the price. Really not sure yet, but it was just a really nice looking set, even though it's yellow and orange, and I despise yellow and orange. Yellow, orange, and green. Ugh. Can't stand them. But, alright, moving on. I got 4 of these, no, not 4, 2. 2 of these Rosanna plates. And they're in really good shape, actually. I just have to polish them up a little. They got some spots on them. But Rosanna's a pretty decent name to look for, depending on the pattern. Come on, you can focus. There we go. These were made in Italy. They're both exactly the same. 12 Days of Christmas. Probably sell them together, I think, for... hope to get at least 20 plus shipping for those. The cups and the saucers, I paid $2 for all of them. And then the 2 plates, I also paid $2 total for those. And then I also got this plate. This is Talavera Ramos Corona Calla Lily plate. It's marked Ramos Corona on the back. But I also found out that Talavera should be in the title also. I can't find this exact one on eBay, but I found other ones. So I'm hoping to get maybe 25 to 30 plus shipping on that. Okay, and then I have 4 more things to show you guys. For $4, I got this set. It's called The Proof is in the Pudding. This is little bowls of deep ideas. And they're bowls for math geeks, basically. Each one has a different theorem on it. The Euclid theorem, Hippasus, Pythagoras, and Gauss, I think. I think that's how you say it. And this is from the Unemployed Philosophers Guild. I've bought stuff from them before. Their stuff is pretty popular. These are like little British pudding dishes. It says contents 4 bowls, 4 theorems, 4 proofs. And these are selling pretty consistently for, I think, 25 to 30 plus shipping. Then on the electronics table, I don't know why I was on the electronics table. Maybe somebody had just put it down there. I found a Filofax metal hole punch to punch holes in your pages so you can put it in your Filofax, obviously. Didn't think much of it until I looked it up, and my jaw hit the floor and I went, what? The normal price for these is like $65. It's like, what? It's a friggin' hole punch. And not a special one. Just punches holes in the side of your paper. So I picked this up for 3? Oh no, 2. Picked this up for 2. I'm not going to try and get 60 out of it because I think that's ridiculous. I'm going to try and get maybe 25 to 30 out of that. Since all the other ones, the prices are astronomical. And then the 2 last things I bought were from Glassmasters. They make these really pretty sun catchers. Most of them are, reproductions of images, like artistic images or churches or stuff like that. This is a stained glass window. This is the St. John the Divine Rose window at a cathedral in New York City. The only thing about this one is it doesn't have the little chain that hangs it, but that should be okay. I might actually be able to get my husband to find me some at Lowe's or Home Depot. Because we have to go there anywhere this weekend because I have a knitting board that I need an extra screw for. I have 1 screw. It's supposed to have 2 4-inch spacer screws and I only have 1. So he's gonna go to Lowe's with me so we can find one of those. And then, so that was $3. And then I also got this one, which, as you can see, is The Last Supper. And this one does have the chain with it, and it has a little explanation from the company. They're both in excellent condition. $3 a piece for those, and I think I can get probably 60 to 70 at least on this one, and probably 40 to 50 on the other one. So not too bad. And then I went to check out, and I thought it was funny because they had these big double doors leading out of this little building that it was in. It wasn't a church. It was a, can't remember what they said it was called. It looked like a little church, but it wasn't. So I had these little double doors that led down to the steps, and on each side they had the tables set up with the cashiers. So I'm standing there waiting because there's a woman at each table. I could not believe it. Both of them tried to pay the cashiers with $100 bill. $100 bill at a rummage sale. Who does that? I don't think I've ever seen that before, especially two at the same time. And both the cashiers looked at him and go, we don't take $100 bills here. It's a rummage sale. We have no way of like checking to make sure they're real. And they're like, oh, and they got all offended. I'm like, oh my God, really? So, you know, that's what you get when you go up to the, you know, hoity-toity parts of North Jersey. Of course, I was, you know, parked across the street from the Aston Martin dealership. So that should have given me my first clue. But all in all, it was a pretty good day. Would I go back to that one? Definitely. So we'll have to see what happens with that one next year. I missed a good one that I went to last year. It was supposed to be, well, last year it was like the middle of November. And I kept looking for it, and now I just found it and realized that they had it a couple weeks ago. So I missed it. I hate when they do that, when they, you know, they schedule it one time one year, and then the next year it's like a difference of a month. Like, how are you supposed to know? And they didn't have an email list that I could put my name on, which stunk. But that one was kind of a hike. That was like all the way down by Villanova College down in like near Philly. So that one was a haul, but I found really good stuff there. So I was looking forward to that one. But unfortunately, that one's a no-go. I do have a temple sale a week after Halloween, and I have a Christmas one in Pennsylvania the first week, I believe, in December. And that's pretty much it. But I still do have 1, 2, 3 more rummage sales that I've already gone to share with you guys. So there will still be more videos. So thanks for watching, everyone. That's all I got to show you today, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.